that there's a lot of resistance going on within Netflix, and exactly the tensions are rising between herself, CEO that we all know about already, is that we know that she is desperately clinging to any opportunity that she can grab onto right now.
It's absolute garbage. It is fake and phony and nonsense.
With Love Meghan Markle's new cooking and gardening series. It's a 8-part.
Yeah, I noticed when she said that she grew up like watching cooking shows and grew up cooking all the time.
She dropped one video, and it did more damage than a scandalous headline. Meghan Markle's Instagram post, intended as empowerment, with motherhood at its core, exploded in the worst way possible. What was meant to humanize her ended up fracturing her collapsing brand. This video dives deep into the fallout, the fear, the secrecy, and why Meghan was forced to speak up.
And the Duchess responds, yes, social media is a environment that I think has a lot of that,
The clip felt polished, joyful, relatable, a peek behind the royal-turned-reality persona. But within hours, it morphed into a PR nightmare. Execs at Netflix and Paramount privately panicked. Greg Peters reportedly pushed to distance the platform. Ted Sarandos cautiously questioned whether her brand was still climate-aligned and profitable. Paramount publicly severed ties. Other studios backed away. Suddenly, Meghan wasn't cultural gold. She'd become a brand liability. What was meant to humanize her ended up exposing her to brutal online mockery and industry cold shoulders. Studio heads feared another PR meltdown. Talent agencies reportedly paused negotiations, and insider forums labeled her the new uninsurable risk.
It's becoming much more video forward, and people are watching podcasts on their television on all kinds of different apps.
Social media gossip-proof, screenshot from Variety behind paywall. Netflix exec emails debating whether to pause. With love, Meghan. Tweet from Insider. Paramount just told her camp, we're done. This is a deal breaker.
A great green juice or even kombucha I'll have sometimes. Something that just gets right into your system is a nice pick-me-up.
And who introduced you to that?
Intended as a light-hearted motherhood reflection, the video landed as tone-deaf. Viewers noted tense dance moves and a baby bump that flickered in odd ways. The iGeneration mocked it. Older fans felt betrayed. It didn't feel authentic, either by Mum of Two Natural Light standards, or Meghan Mark 1.0, the grounded, compassionate public figure. Many viewers expected warmth and relatability, but instead got a hyper-curated performance that felt disconnected. Some accused the production of masking insecurity with overproduction.
It was both.
Both.
I needed to do this for my family. This is not a surprise to anybody. It's really sad that it's got to this point, but I've got to do something.
Online chatter, Twitter post, she's speaking at us, not with us, TikTok reaction, crisis in progress, then came the baby bump conspiracy. The bump shape looked oddly inconsistent. Corners lit up with speculation that it was a prosthetic or gym fit accessory. That doubt fed into viral rumours far beyond a typical royal misstep. Reddit threads exploded with frame-by-frame analyses. One video hit 1.2 million views within a day.
And the Duchess responds, yes, social media is a environment that I think has a lot of...
After silence, Meghan issued a statement. It was about preserving joy amid motherhood, she said, framing the clip as a message that parenthood doesn't have to dull humour or authenticity. She wrote she wanted to share light in a dim moment, doubling down on her narrative. Yet her fiercest critics called it a PR-crafted moment built for optics, not real emotions. Even earlier, staunch supporters publicly called her emotionally tone-deaf. Instagram post from Sam Adams. This feels forced, not how any normal mum works through vulnerability.
Cannot make sense of that, because I understand that there are certain platforms. Look, today's a really good example. This has been...
Once a coveted star, Meghan was now playing damage control. Netflix internally delayed her second season. Paramount pulled a docuseries. A24 shelved plans. William Morris Endeavour allegedly flagged her as too risky in Slack discussions. Even Ellen DeGeneres quietly unfollowed her on Instagram. While Greg Peters pushed for removal, Ted Sarandos fought to keep her. Citing previous success, the board split. Draft strategies included pivot her into a philanthropic docu, or fully pull. They paused filming, awaiting test audience reactions for season 2 of With Love Meghan, a move that seemed more about survival than faith.
About her doing the show, the first thing you said to me is, I want to do one of those IFBs.
Oh, I love them. Yes.
Yep.
Enter the whispers. A mysterious post appeared on 4chan, alleging Meghan's team was scrambling to block email dumps connected to the Instagram controversy. The anonymous leaker claimed that internal communications were being scrubbed and burner devices issued. The same day, paparazzi saw her booking sketchy midnight flights to a private hangar, raising allegations that she was avoiding media subpoenas, not just tight headlines. Footage captured her team loading sealed cases onto the aircraft, prompting speculation about digital assets being moved offshore. A source close to her team told Page 6, under strict anonymity, they're panicking. They've secured legal counsel for an incoming hostile leak.
To her favourite person, herself. Incredibly, in the difficult Duchess's gushing Instagram post.
These allegations suggested not just a PR problem, but a brewing legal crisis, pressure leaks and potential logging of her personal correspondence via offshore shell companies. Cybersecurity experts began weighing in, theorizing that metadata trails and cloud-stored drafts could be weaponized. Online sleuths linked one shell firm to a former PR exec tied to earlier royal scandals. Rumors escalated. Was this an attempt to erase controversial directives, or just desperate damage control? One thing was clear, this wasn't just tabloid noise anymore. It was beginning to smell like a cover-up wrapped in a crown.
I didn't know much about him, and so the only thing that I had asked her when she said she wanted to set us up was, I had one question. I said, well, is he nice?
Under such heat, silence wasn't an option. Meghan's team released an official statement describing her as compelled to break her silence for the sake of her children's innocence. They cited threats to Harry's kids, not just her image, framing her announcement as protective, not boastful. Quote from statement, she refused to let a viral clip define her legacy or her children's.
Incredibly, in the difficult Duchess's gushing Instagram post, her hapless husband Harry.
Yet skeptics speculated it was more about business. Influencer deals with Middle Eastern brands and TV contracts hinged on showing vulnerability. Insiders claimed that at least 2 brand partners had threatened to reevaluate if she didn't respond within 72 hours.
It's big. It's big. It's big. You just launched as ever, sold out.
Behind the scenes, PR consultants allegedly split into 2 camps, one urging transparency, the other recommending a soft step back to preserve long-term market value. Legal teams reportedly reviewed her statement 5 times before release. Tabloids blasted the forced reveal. Former royal watchers called her comments calculated and rehearsed. The palace remained silent. Any sympathy she might have gained was overshadowed by unanswered questions about privacy invasion and personal crisis fitted into a marketing campaign. UK Daily Mail front page excerpt, confession or confession, royal wife forced to talk or payment fallout.
And that was a real eye-opener for me. I never thought that we'd be away from it completely.
Reactions continued to spiral. A profile in Time magazine asked, has Meghan's authenticity been exhausted? Celebrity lawyers shared mock legal drafting tables, debating whether the video forced her to reveal privileged communications. Twitter screenshots showed fans posting, she's trying to humanize, but it reads as desperation.
Gets right into your system as a nice pick-me-up.
And who introduced you to that?
I'm a California girl, so
Each piece whittled away at her carefully curated image, while also providing fuel for larger media money machines. Netflix might see this as legacy risk, not just ratings. PR Week even labelled her a cautionary case study in overexposure. Insider email from a Netflix producer. We didn't sign on for crisis management. We signed on for graceful resilience. This isn't that. So where does Meghan go from here? New documentaries may treat this moment as the tipping point, focusing on her vulnerability under viral spotlight.
Funniest, sweetest, most charming. I mean, he's all the things that you're describing. He's an amazing...
Podcast appearances with investigative hosts could offer more transparency or build suspense as she reveals more. Hollywood insiders whisper that a tell-all memoir is in development, titled Unscripted or Still Relevant, but only if publishers sense there's something fresh. Right now, traction is shaky. And while she reportedly pitched her pitch decks to MTV and Disney, networks remain uncertain. They ask, is this a comeback or a perfect storm?
They know how it works. They knew they would get this response. We cannot pretend
But
that
what's
this
wrong with that?
response
She's got a
was
business.
What's at stake goes beyond brand or savings. Its possible legal implications may surface from protected leaks carried by second-hand networks. Her husband Harry's own lawsuits add another wild element. Together, the castle they built might crumble faster than anyone expected, if revelations are imminent.
Dud podcast Confessions of a Female Founder, and a surprise extra episode none of us wanted. It starts with Meghan character.
Meghan Markle's video was supposed to be a light-hearted memoir of motherhood, but instead it forced her into damage control mode, legal corridors, and global speculation. Was her honesty genuine or coerced by chaos? Will this pivot earn empathy or final burn bridges?
Now we have Prince Harry and Meghan, who appear to be not just mad.
What do you believe? Was this forced truth a brave confession or a reactive shield? Drop your thoughts below. Let's start a conversation. Hit like, share, and subscribe for more unfiltered royal analysis and breaking updates. Your voice matters. Join the discussion now.
Not so groovy Harry. Is that a real baby bump? Or some kind of pillow strapped on just for the cameras?